welcome to Volleyball DNA, where we examine the characteristics that make up some of the most intriguing personalities in the world of volleyball. I'm Denden Lazaro.
And I'm Anton Rojas. The subject for this episode is one of the most charismatic characters when it comes to Philippine men's volleyball. He won 3 straight championships in the UAAP, playing as a middle blocker for Ateneo de Manila University. A member of the Signal HD Spikers, he also participated for the national team that won the silver medal in the 2019 Southeast Asian Games. Our very first men's volleyball guest on the program, Rex Intal. All right, bro, how have you been, man? I see that you're super busy with some recreational activities like painting. How's life been for you this quarantine?
Siguro same naman. Hindi mo rin kasi maiwasan maging anxious, syempre with all of the negative media around. Pero I'm trying to keep my mental health stable through arts. Kasi hindi ako makapag-volleyball eh. Walang volleyball, hindi ako makakalabas. Parang I spent my time in quarantine making paintings na lang. So it's a whole new world for me kasi siguro ngayon lang akong quarantine nag-focus sa painting and it's a whole new world. It's a different world. Ibang art world. I'm back to being a rookie again. So it's fun.
Wow, rookie. But like I've seen the stuff you've made and that's not rookie stuff, bro.
Diba? He does it daily.
Yeah.
Ganda ng artwork mo.
Yeah, every day nagpe-paint ako.
Was that something you were doing before? Like, are you really into drawing or like you just picked it up?
Siguro growing up nung grade school, I like sketching faces and never ko na try mag-paint until college. Siguro parang maikli kasi attention span ko kapag lecture. So kapag boring yung teacher, sila yung dinadrawing ko. So kapag mayroong mga faces na teachers sa notebooks ko, ibig sabihin boring yung teacher. Kaya dami kong teachers na drawing.
Oh my God.
Ganun lang.
Naging magkaklase ba kayo sa Ateneo, no?
No. I wonder how many pages you've drawn.
Dami ko, almost every 2 pages may sketch ako ng prof ko. Minsan different days, minsan different literatures. Nakakatawa lang din. Ganun yung tsura ng mga notebooks ko.
Man, we would have loved to see one of those notebooks with all of those drawings. But bro, I remember there was this one time, it was at the Ateneo Coliseum. Before a game, I went to you and then I wanted to get a little bit of background. So like, I remember you telling me you were the youngest of 5 brothers growing up. There's PJ, there's JC, Mark, JR, and then you. And then you guys have a younger sister. So what was it like? I mean, growing up in a big family, 4 older brothers, you got to take care of your younger sister. What was it like growing up in the Intal household?
Syempre, as a kid growing up, masaya kasi ang dami mong kuya, ang dami mong kalaro, ang daming nag-aalaga sa'yo. Pero, yun nga, nothing lasts forever. Kapag growing up, parang unti-unti na parang hindi na sila masyadong sa bahay, na may mga training na sila. So, nakakalungkot din until isa-isa, they started to move out na. Yun nga, siguro pagdating ko ng high school, parang onti na lang din kami sa house since some of my brothers got married na, some of my brothers moved out. Ngayon, it's just me, my sister, and one of my brothers. So, every time na may occasion, may reunion, masaya kami lahat kasi nagkakasama ko.
So Rex, your older brothers, they played basketball for Ateneo. Did they try to influence you to play? Or did you have a sport growing up ba?
Siguro, no. Growing up, I never really had a competitive sport. Siguro, hobby lang. I loved playing basketball growing up. Pero I never really tried out for any team. Parang ano lang talaga, hobby lang. I just love the sport. I love watching the sport. Actually, minsan, I think na I love basketball more than volleyball kasi I'm more of a basketball fan than a volleyball fan. I love playing volleyball more pero I'm more of a basketball fan. And actually until now. Kasi wala akong kilalang volleyball players. Hindi ko kilala yung mga international players.
Yeah, everybody knows JC Intal. I actually played against your brother Mark in high school.
Talaga.
Yeah. What about PJ, the oldest? Did he
he also played basketball for San Beda, I think. So lahat sila basketball. Actually lahat kami basketball, pero it's just me and it's just my brother JR and ako. Si JR kasi siya yung before ko. He's older than me. So after JR ako. And siguro medyo same lang kami ng how we got introduced to sport. He was first year college ata. He tried out for basketball kaso hindi siya pumasa. So he went to volleyball na lang. And from there he got a scholarship. So isa siya sa mga nag-influence sa akin mag-volleyball. Sa amin kasi wala kasing nag-influence or walang pumipilit na uy, mag-basketball ka, mag-volleyball ka. Kasi hindi naman naging ganun yung parents namin. They were just supportive. Parang supportive lang sila kung ano yung gusto namin. So, maganda na ganun. And siguro kaya hindi kami pinush ng brother. Hindi ako pinush ng brothers ko mag-basketball kasi wala naman din nag-push sa kanila kasi parang out of their own will, they really wanted to play.
I remember, Rex, you told me before that when you decided to focus on volleyball, may nagsabi sa'yo na sayang height. Like, who was that? Who was that person? And I think maybe that pushed you to really focus and zero in on volleyball na.
Sayang yung height. Kasi, sino ba yung person? Yung brother ko and yung si Coach Timmy. Coach Timmy Santo Tomas. Kasi, yun nga, sayang yung height kasi nung time nung high school ako, yung high school team was really parang maliit talaga eh. Na pagpasok ko, as in stand out talaga ako kahit di talaga ako marunong mag-volleyball kasi maliit talaga sila. So, nung nakita ko ni Coach Timmy, tinanong agad niya si Kuya JR kasi he was teammates with Kuya JR before. If ano daw yung ginagawa ko sa buhay ko. Sinabi ni Kuya JR na puro ano lang yan, puro computer games lang sa bahay, puro NBA 2K lang yan, puro pag-2K. So sinabi niya mag-try out ako. Hesitant nga ako nung una. So, siguro napilit nila ako nung actually napilit ko yung sarili ko nung pagdating ng cadet training. Ayoko talaga.
So you can get out of cadet training.
Yeah. Nakita ko kasi every Friday merong mga naka-uniform, mga naka-CAT uniform. Tapos inisip ko, Friday to Friday, dapat naglalakwatsa kayo, tapos nagaganyan kayo. Ang pa naman yung growing up, I really look forward to having parang high school barkada, college barkada, ini-enjoy college life. So, ayoko talaga magka-cadet training. Sayang oras with friends. So, kaya ako sumali ng volleyball team.
Priorities!
Pero pag sali ko ng volleyball team, ganun din yung nangyari. Hindi rin ako nakalabas sa mga barkada. Puro training.
So, when did you realize that this was the sport that you could play and would go on to play competitively?
To be honest, nung first spike ko, it was really love at first spike. Kasi parang andun yung yung parang di ko kung ano yung thrill. Yung thrill or yung feeling. Kasi kapag nagba-basketball ako and maka-fast break dunk ako, you get this feeling, parang yes! And I got that same feeling when I spiked the ball. So, yung feeling na yon, mas maraming opportunity na magawa yon during a volleyball game. So, doon, na-enjoy ko yon and eventually I can enjoy this game naman. So, tinuloy-tuloy ko na.
Where was this love at first spike, Rex? Was this in an actual game or was this like somebody just said, hey, try this out, tas tinos sa'yo, tas pinalo mo yung bola? When was this moment?
First high school tryout. Yung pinakaunang palo kasi, maayos. And then, everything else hindi na maayos. So, nakachamba lang talaga ako. Mahirap talaga eh. Kasi, volleyball is not an easy sport. Kailangan mo talaga mag-training until walang gumaling sa volleyball overnight. So, kailangan talaga pag training.
That's muscle memory eh.
Yeah,
Kaya worth it naman yung mga na-miss mo na barkada outing.
Yeah. Actually, hindi ko naman na-miss lahat. Minsan, hindi lang alam ni Coach Oliver.
Hi, Coach O!
Actually, nakakatawa. Kwento ko lang din. Minsan kasi titext ako ni Coach Oliver. Wala, nagkukwento lang din kami minsan. And then, out of the blue, parang nag-send siya ng mga screenshot ng mga messages ko nung college. Sabi ko, ba't siya nag-send ng screenshot ng mga messages ko? Tapos sinabi niya, di ko alam kung bakit ngayon ko lang na-realize na matagal mo lang ako pinaglolo ko. Ang dami ko kasi, sabi ko, Coach, sorry, nasta ako sa traffic. Coach, nasiraan yung sasakyan ko. Coach, gaya. Sabi ko, Coach, hindi naman lahat yan kasi nungalingan. Yung iba dyan, totoo naman. Mga 10%.
Oh my God!
Pero kung di-defend ko ng sarili ko, hindi naman talaga, hindi ko sinasadya maging late. Nahirapan lang talaga ako magising. Hindi ko kung disability ko yun eh. Nahirapan lang talaga ako magising kaya ako nalilate. So, yun, ako yung lagi napaparusahan sa umaga. Ako yung lagi may extra ovals around. Ay, may extra round sa oval. Lagi yung may extra nung simula.
Let's go to your rookie season in the UAAP, Rex. Wala pa si Coach Oliver. Because eventually he returned. The coach was Coach Leonardo Toico. Tama ba?
Yeah, Coach Ato. Yeah, Coach
Ato. Okay. What was it like during your rookie season in college? Ateneo men's volleyball was not considered as a powerhouse. In fact, you guys only won 3 matches during that season. What was it like for you making it to that level? As somebody who got into volleyball late, you made it to the UAAP in college, but you were part of a team that did not have a winning tradition.
Siguro, for me, it was really fast kasi I only started volleyball ng third year high school. Pero to be honest, hindi ko talaga makonsider yung third year high school as parang starting phase eh. Kasi parang na-introduce lang talaga ako sa sport. Na-introduce ako sa rules, parang ganun. Kasi parang I joined the team mga around a few months lang talaga before UAAP. So, after 1 month of training, diniretso na talaga ako sa UAAP. Iba pa yung coach ko nun. So, mukha talaga akong tanga nun sa high school game. Kasi wala talaga akong alam. Di ko ba't ako pinasok sa court? Hindi ko pa alam yung rules. As in, nagbablock ako na sa amin yung bola. Nandun ako nag-iintay ako, nakablock na sa amin yung bola. Wala, sinakaya talaga. Yung buong high school career ko, hindi talaga, siguro wala pang 1-star. Siguro mga 2-star recruit lang ako kasi dahil sa height. Pero skills-wise, wala talaga. Until dumating na si Coach Timmy, tinutukan niya talaga ako. Until, si Coach Timmy kasi pinrepare niya talaga ako going to college. And college talaga, we were parang kulang talaga experience-wise. And parang under Coach Ato, alam namin na hindi pa kami ready. Parang hindi pa kami ready lumaban sa Final Four. Kailangan pa namin na experience. And parang kulang pa kami sa players nun siguro.
But in your sophomore year, Coach Oliver went back to Ateneo.
Yeah.
You brought with him the Mark Espejo and Rosa. So did you think you guys had a chance to make it at least sa Final Four nung time na yon?
Isa-isa yun eh. Parang unang news na dumating sa amin was babalik si Coach Oliver. Naalala ko yung time na yun. Kasi imagine mo nung time na yun, first year college ko, almost every other night. Nagko-condo kasi kami noon. Almost every other night na inuman kami. Kasi ganun kalala yung first year namin. Hindi. Sige, in my defense, hindi ako yung nagsisimula ng inuman. As in, minsan, decline. Bait ko, alam. Decline. Pero yung mga roommates ko kasi yung mga teammates ko talaga, sila yung nagsisimula. Hindi ko na sasabihin ko sila, pero sila yung nagsisimula. Anyways, dumating, may time na pumunta yung mga alumni. So, nakiinuman. Di ba? Mga alumni, nakikiinuman.
Nakiinuman.
Nakiinuman. Tapos may balita daw sila. inuman, masaya kami. Bilang sabi, guys, may balita kami, babalik na si Coach O. Coach Oliver, siya na yung mag-head coach. Lang, tumahimik kami lahat, kinabahan kami. Inimagine namin, wait, ito na ba yung last time na mangyayari ito? Grabe ba? Ito na ba yung last time? So, yung una naming naramdaman talaga was takot. Kasi lahat ng stories na narinig namin kay Coach Oliver na lalo na yung kwento ng kuya ko, yung si JR kasi si Coach Oliver din kasi yung nag-handle sa kanya. As in, yung iba tumatakbo siya papuntang training, kung late tumatakbo, nagbibihis na, yung iba umiyak na, ganun daw kalupit si Coach Oliver. So, na-build up talaga yung image niya na someone's really scary. So, nung pagpasok niya, talagang seryoso na talaga ako. Kasi wala na hindi na naulit yung everyday inuman, hindi na naulit yun. And then, dinala niya si Mark Espejo. I think, hindi ako sure kung si Mark Espejo o si Ish Polvoroso yung una niyan dinala. Pero, nung nakita namin si Ish, nakita ko siya na setter. Grabe, ang laki ni Ish eh. Sabi ko, uy, malaking tulong to si Ish. Pagdating kasi ni Mark, injured. Galing siya sa basketball injury. So, hindi ko talaga siya nakita maglaro. Pero, grabe naman yung pag-hype up sa kanya. Pero hindi ko pa siya nakita maglaro. Until mga after mga 1 month, 2 months, or nung pwede na siya pumalo. Unang palo pa lang niya, napa-wow talaga ako. Until mga after 1 week of training, sinabi ko talaga sa sarili ko. Actually, sinabi ko rin hindi ko naman kung sinabi ko kay Mark, pero sinabi ko na sure ako, mag-Rookie of the Year MVP to. Sinabi ko talaga yun. Wow. Sure ako mag-Rookie of the Year MVP to. Kasi, grabe, yung leaping ability niya, meron siyang passing. Siguro no first year niya, hindi pa lang niya masyado na-develop yung blocking skills niya. Pero pagdating second, third, fourth, fifth year, grabe talaga yung improvement niya. So, isa yun sa, actually, hanggang ngayon, ilang years ko na ba naging teammate si Mark? 6, 7, 8 years. Minsan napapamura pa rin ako sa training. Sabi ko, Mark, paano mo ginagawa yan? And then, nung nakita ko na yung prize recruits namin, na yung goal talaga namin noon, nagbago na talaga, was to reach Final Four.
And I think with that change in mentality, Rex, it was just timely because that was also yung time na nag-start mag-cover ng men's volleyball matches once a week, yung ABS-CBN. So, nabigyan din ng exposure kayo. And I remember, that's when I also met Coach Oliver Almadro. Tapos kinuwento nga niya sa akin na he used to coach for Ateneo. That was during the time of Doc AJ Pareha nung nag-MVP siya in season 72. Then he went to NU. Ironically, bumalik siya sa Ateneo from NU. And prior to coming back, that was the year na nag-champion yung NU, dethroning FU. And FU was like one of the powerhouse teams during that time. So umangat yung NU. And now you guys had this mentality na you're gonna compete. But I want to ask about you personally. Because like based on all your stories, parang hindi mo pa sineseryoso yung volleyball. At this time, during your sophomore year, were you already like, oh my God, Coach O is back. He brings this Mark Espejo guy. Ish Polvorosa is here. I gotta step up.
Yeah. Kasi parang may goal na talaga kami. Doon talaga namin na-realize na, here's your opportunity. Either you grab it or you let it slip away. So, ginrab ko na lang talaga. Kailangan talaga mag-step up. Kailangan talaga may magdidikoy kay Mark. Kailangan may tutulong kay Mark and Ish. Kasi parang sa kanila na kami kakapit eh. Kahit considering na rookie pa rin sila, grabe pa rin, iba pa rin yung talent ng dalawang yun eh. God-given talent talaga yung meron sila. So, parang we really took advantage of that and nag-seryoso talaga kami sa training. Hindi na talaga naulit yung araw-araw na inuman. Actually, ako yung tao na gusto ko talaga sulitin yung college life ko. Well, nasulit ko naman, pero dahil sa volleyball, ayaw ka na talaga eh. Ayaw ka na talaga sa mga hangout, sa mga inuman, o ganyan. Ayaw ka na talaga kasi kahit na mag-text sa'yo na, kunwari may type ng babae na, you wanna hang out? Sabi ko, sorry, pagod ako next time na.
Wow!
Ginagano ka. Hindi, joke lang. Pero yung point ko lang, sa training ni Coach Oliver, either, mapapaano ka lang talaga, volleyball, aral, pahinga. Yun lang talaga, volleyball, aral, pahinga. Wala, hindi ka, actually, yun yung tama naman talaga. As a student-athlete, kailangan talaga volleyball and aral. Yung pinaka-focus mo.
Yeah, kasi nung time na dumating si Coach Oliver, nagta-twice a day na rin kayo nun, diba?
Yeah, twice. O nga pala. Kasi yung first year kami, hindi kami nagta-twice a day. Pero pagdating kay Coach Oliver, twice a day na kami. Siguro, yung women's din, ganun din kay Coach Roger ba? Coach Tay na ba? Coach Tay, twice a day. And dahil kay Coach Tay, siguro napa-oval na rin kami. So, sinisisi namin si Coach Tay din. Sinisisi namin si Coach Tay dahil sa oval. Actually, inis na kami kay Coach Tay. Ako for many reasons. Pero isa dahil sa oval. Kasi ang lala nun, imagine mo,
Sobrang lala.
Kailan ba yung oval? PPH, Tuesday, Thursday. Gigising kang every Monday and Wednesday. Every Monday and Wednesday, pagkagising mo, sobrang sama, sobrang magdadrive ka, ang bad trip mo kasi imagine mo, iniisip mo pala yung oval, mapipikon ka na talaga. Promise, mapipikon ka na talaga. As in, may time na habang nagsusuka ako, tumatakbo ko. Mag-track and field na lang kaya kami. Hindi ko na tayo. Wala ka na tumatakbo dito And, minsan yung mga pinapagalitan pa ako ni Coach Oliver na yung mga naunahan ka pa ng mga second six. Minsan gusto mo sabihin, second six na lang yung start mo. Pero, maayos naman yung Coach Oliver. Close kami ni Coach Oliver. Siguro yung biruan namin sa labas, parang tayo kapatid na talaga, magbarkada. Pero kapag sa training, kailangan focus talaga kay Coach Oliver.
Yeah, ang daming napipick up rin kasi ni Coach Oliver from Coach Tay Kasi magkasabay yung training natin, di ba?
So, kapag may mahirap kayong ginagawa, gagawin ako, ayoko gawin yan.
So, in a way, based on the stories that you guys are saying about the practices, naging twice a day na rin kayo, the oval, the men's volleyball team was influenced by the success of the women's volleyball team. Is that correct to say?
Yeah. Siguro we really looked up to them kasi nung first year ako, as in wala talagang alam about first year college, wala talagang alam about sa history ng volleyball, kung sino yung mga players before. Ang alam ko lang, basta parang movie yun na simula ng movie na ini-introduce sa akin, Rex, yan yung women's volleyball team. Sila yung ganyan, they want ganyan. So, yun, na-introduce ako and nalaman ko na first year, yung women's volleyball nandyan talaga and men's nandito talaga. Grabe talaga. And nung nakapanood ako nakikita ko lang sila sa training, pero nung nakita ko na sila sa TV, grabe yung mga fans sila. Sobrang parang nung nakausap ko sila, parang normal lang. Pero after ko manood ng game, uy, ganyan pala kayo kasikat. Hindi nyo sinabi. So doon ko na-realize kung gaano kalaki yung women's volleyball nung start. And then, sumakto yung timing pagdating ng second year namin, we also started winning and yun yung time na nag-champion yung women's. Grabe yun. Akala namin mas malaki pa yung chance namin mag-champion kasi grabe yung run niya talaga, yung game niya nun. Akala namin talaga mas malaki pa yung chance namin. Akala namin either both tayo mag-champion or baka kami yung mag-champion.
They had a high chance of winning.
Oo, kasi kalaban namin ni NU, I think na-sweep namin yung NU sa elimination. So akala namin, kaya namin ulit. And then yung women's naman, I think ilang do or die games yun. Grabe, ilang do or die games. Ang dami nun. As in, grabe yung puso namin. Totoo, paano pa kaya yung mga naglalaro nun, di ba? So, grabe talaga. Sobrang nakaka-proud yung women's team ng season na yun. And sa amin naman, experience-wise nga, nagkulang kami pagdating ng finals. Kasi, andun na yung parang may daga kami sa dibdib nung time na yun And mas starstruck din. Kila Peter Torres. Idol ko yun dati. Idol ko yun. Idol ko.
Grabe, ang lakas ng NU team na yun. Sina Vince Mangulabnan, Peter Torres, Berlin Paglinawan, Rayson Fuentes, Edwin Tolentino.
Sakit sa ulo nun.
My God, that was a powerhouse. That was a powerhouse NU team. I loved covering you guys when you guys faced off in the finals. But Rex, that was season 76, Denden's first ever championship ng Lady Eagles. And then you guys had a chance to win, but you said nga na wala pang experience. What was the biggest lesson learned from that loss in the finals? And just the whole experience, getting acclimated with the volleyball atmosphere. And this was how popular the sport could get, watching the women's team. What was the lesson you took from season 76 that you brought for the rest of your career?
Siguro kwento ko na din after mag-champion ng NU, right after they won, parang nagse-celebrate na sila. I think back-to-back champion nata sila nun.
Yeah, back-to-back.
Yeah, back-to-back sila nun. Parang ginrupo agad kami ni Coach Oliver sa gitna ng court, sa side namin. Parang hinodel niya kami. Nagse-celebrate lahat, pero naka-huddle kami. I think umiyak yung team, yung players. Si Coach O umiyak. Sinabi niya na, guys, tingnan nyo lahat ng tao nandito. Tingnan nyo yung mga sumuporta sa inyo. In-expect nyo ba yan nung simula ng season? In-expect nyo na ba aabot tayo dito? Wala nag-expect ng ganyan, pero nandito sila para sinuportahan nila tayo kasi naniniwala sila na kaya natin. And next year, babawi tayo. So yun yung sinabi niya. Basta sinabi niya, tingnan nyo lahat ng mga nanood sa inyo. Tingnan nyo lahat. Next year, tayo naman yung magse-celebrate. Parang pinatatak niya sa isip namin yun. And then, after nung manalo ng NU, after 2 weeks lang yung break namin. After 2 weeks, training na agad kami. Yun na agad yung focus namin. Yung focus namin was to beat NU. As in, beat NU talaga. Kasi sila yung nasa taas ngayon eh. If you want to win a championship, kailangan talaga namin i-overcome yung NU. So, yung lesson na tutunan namin is to work even harder kasi alam namin may ububuga pa kami kasi kahit na binigay namin yung best namin nung championship at nagkulang, alam namin na may ibubuga pa kami kapag if we really played our game kasi lamang nga sila sa experience.
So just after 2 weeks, it's back to the oval for you guys.
Oo, grabe yun. Ako kung may chance ako na bumalik sa Ateneo, papayag ako basta wala lang oval. Pero kung may oval, ayoko talaga. Ganun ko ka-hate ang oval. Sorry.
Sinusumpa ko yung oval. I'd rather do one man than oval. Sa totoo lang. Ikaw ba?
Ako pareho, ayoko.
Okay, so Rex, riding on that momentum, coming from the finals and then you wanted to syempre, beat NU and syempre, reach the finals again. But you guys started the following season 77, on a rocky start. You lost to Adamson, UST, and NU, who were all contenders. But how did you guys turn things around after losing to them?
No third year, yun nga, ang goal namin was to beat NU. Parang every time na matalo kami nung game na yon, parang diretso talaga kami sa sa film viewing. Inaaral talaga namin. Si Coach Oliver kasi mastermind talaga yun. Mastermind talaga yun ng Ateneo men's volleyball ng program namin. Siya yung nagmamando lahat. Inaaral niya lahat ng plays. Grabe yung, for me, genius talaga si Coach Oliver pagdating sa volleyball. Naaral niya lahat ng plays, naaral niya yung galaw ng kalaban, naaral niya yung kung ano yung plays na gagawin namin. So, if may ka-credit sa pag-bounce back namin si Coach Oliver.
It's pretty much the same lineup you're going up against, NU. And that year, Vince Mangulabnan was the best server. Kasi Peter Torres, yung idol mo, was the best blocker. Still a loaded NU team. what's the mindset? Well, obviously it was different, but I want to ask how different. Like, how much more confident were you that year that you could actually pull it off and come up with the championship this time around?
Siguro, Coach Oliver kasi told us na volleyball, hindi yan sa atake lang. Kasi in terms of sa atake, andyan si Peter Torres, ang daming players ng NU, pero alam namin na kaya namin makipagsabayan sa attacking. Pero laging every training sinasabi ni Coach Oliver, ang volleyball nagsisimula sa service at receive. And naniniwala kami na in terms of reception, lamang na lamang kami sa NU. So we took advantage of that because of our service at sa poor reception nila, hindi sila nakapag-atake ng maayos, hindi sila parang nasira namin yung game plan nila, yung mga plays nila, hindi sila nakapagawa ng mga plays na maayos. So we really depended on our service and our reception no finals. Actually, buong season, we really depended on our service and receptions. Kasi I think nung year na yon, yung NU was one of the last in terms of sa receiving department. Kaya mas nahirapan kami. Kaya kami nahirapan sa UST, Adamson, and Adamson. Kaya we lost in those games. Actually, pati sa FU, nahirapan din kami. Kasi maayos yung receive nila and maayos din yung attacking nila. Sa NU kasi medyo yung attacking nila ganun pero yung receiving nila ganun. So, yun. And iniisip namin kasi Peter Torres, grabe nung first year yun. Nung first year ako, grabe yung idolization ko. Pinapanood ko pa sa YouTube yun. Tinitingnan ko paano siya nag-short back running. Sabi, paano yung gagawa yun? Paano nagba-bounce ball yun? Until nung na-meet ko siya sa finals, sa starstruck ako. Tapos parang pinapaluan na niya ako ng gano'n. Sabi ko, nung pinapaluan na niya ako, parang nawala na yung starstruck ko. Sabi ko, di na ako payag. Ayoko na, ganito pala pag na-meet mo yung idol mo, kailangan sinimula ko na, patry ko na, tinrash ko na.
I was about to ask, kasi si Peter Torres, I used to say that he's a master of psychological warfare. As in, yung intimidation tactics niya, iba eh. Yung pag nakakapalo siya na sobrang yung angle pababa talaga because he gets up so high and you know his arms are so long. Tapos pag nag-stare down siya, talagang nakakatakot eh. Like, when did you develop that courage to like stand up against your idol? Like, you're not my idol anymore, you're my opponent now.
Siguro, nung nakasimula na rin ako na makapalo sa kanya, sabi na, kaya kong makipagsabayan kayo, kasama ko naman mga teammates ko. And there's a net between us. Kahit ano mangyari, kahit ano trash talk, this is basketball. Wala akong contact sport, wala akong mangyari dito. And, may psychological warfare. And hindi ko pa masyado kilala si Peter, no? Nakala ko, like, sobrang angas nitong lalaking to kasi sobrang galing, sobrang lakas, ang angas niya tingnan eh. Tingnan. So,
totoo.
So, lalo na yung mga palo niya, once na mapalo ka, titiklop ka na lang talaga eh. Pero kailangan talaga matibay loob mo. And siguro mindset ko na lang nun kasi yung iba kasi once na mapaluan sila ni Peter, wala na eh, tapos na eh. Parang babagsak na yung laro. Pero yung mindset ko na lang na yung bounce ball mo at drop ball ko, 1 point lang yan pareho. So ganun lang. Pag na-bounce ball, talikod, bawi na lang. Ganun.
I wanna ask Denden also about season 77 because you guys won a championship. That was your historic 16-0 season then. But it was a big year for Ateneo because for the first time in history, both the women's and the men's team won championships. Like for you personally then, were you confident that the men's could get one too? Oh
yeah. I mean, kasi sabay nga kami nagte-training and we see how hard they work. And they were coming together at the right time. Dahil nga sa pagdating ni Coach O and like, just the pieces were coming together for them. So, I was really happy for them kasi nga parang same lang yung pinagdadaanan namin every day. Isolate training and then after papasok ka and then after that, you have to go back to training, and then you do that every day, whole year round. So I was really happy for them kasi although it took them longer than us, but hard work works.
What was life like as an Ateneo student for both you guys? I mean, like, the volleyball team must have been, like the cream of the crop now because parehas kayo nag-champion eh. Like, did you feel a change with the way your teachers like treated you or your schoolmates? What was life like for an Ateneo volleyball player during that year?
Mahirap pa rin.
Mahirap pa rin? What? How?
Because it's still twice a day training and you still go to class.
Actually, ako, same lang din. Kasi, wala namang parang special treatment sa'yo yung mga taos doon. Hindi naman, iba yung kapag nasa campus ka and iba pa rin pag nasa labas ka. Pag nasa campus ka, student ka lang talaga eh. Wala namang, uy, si ano yan. Wala kang nakikita ganun sa campus. And parang wala naman din ako masyadong nakita difference nung first year ko na hindi pa kami nanalo until nung nag-champion na kami. Siguro difference lang, mas marami nag-congratulate. Ganun lang. Pero wala namang special treatment. Training, school training. Kailangan talaga, yung extra time mo, itutulog mo na lang talaga yun kasi pagod ka talaga.
Totoo.
Lalo na sa training ni Coach Oliver ni Coach Tai. Actually, kaya kami proud sa isa't isa kasi nakikita namin yung dusa ng isa't isa eh. As in, nakikita talaga.
And sometimes they finish later than us pa.
Oo.
Sometimes mas matagal sila nagtitraining sa amin.
Si Coach Tai kasi parang on time. Minsan on time sila natapos. Kami hindi. Kaya, Coach Oliver, gayahin mo naman din yan.
Okay, Rex, season 78. For the first time in history, Ateneo enters the UAAP as the defending champion. Ganun pa rin ba? Like, Coach Oliver was still very hard on you guys? Was he like hell-bent on going back-to-back? What was it like during that year?
Yun nga, back-to-back talaga yung goal namin. Pati sinasabi niya palagi na huwag kami maging complacent, na hindi porket champion na kami, ito na yung peak namin. Alam namin na may improve pa kami. Alam namin na baka mag-relax kami. May times na nag-relax kami, lalo na kapag hindi ganun ka lakas yung kalaban, nag-relax kami. So, isa rin sa mga sakit namin. And wala, prepare lang talaga kami kasi we were the team to beat na nung time na yun. And hindi namin parang binigyan ng chance yung kalaban para makuha yung championship.
So by this time, like pataas na ng pataas yung level ng laro nyo. Pero may binabago ba si Coach O sa mga ginagawa nyo with your plays, with your conditioning, with the training? Or is it like the same lang all throughout?
Same lang naman. Naka-depende lang din yung training namin sa games kapag may game kami. Pero kapag training, halos same lang naman eh. Kasi si Coach Oliver, minsan siya na rin yung, parang ano na siya eh. Siya na yung trainer, coach, conditioning coach. At minsan siya na rin, nakikisali na rin siya sa mga drills namin. Pati sa oval, lahat na yan. Pati sa, actually all around, not just in volleyball. Gusto rin ni Coach Oliver every 12 noon po, dumadaan kami sa chapel. Tapos gusto niya nagre-report din, may report din sa kanya sa study hall. Yung athletes kasi nabutan ba yung study hall natin din?
Yeah.
Gusto niya yung athletes. Meron kasi kaming parang study hall, parang library for athletes. So kailangan mag-log in ng mga athletes. So parang lahat yung pinapakilaman niya. Kasi si Coach Oliver, parang kami, mafe-feel mo na talaga na kami yung family niya. Yung buhay niya, kami talagang yung team niya. So parang inaalaga niya yung mga anak niya. So, nakikita namin talaga si Coach Oliver as a father figure.
And it showed. It showed that his care for you guys had a huge effect on you because you guys only lost one match that whole season 78. And I want to ask you about the finals. I want to ask you, naalala mo pa, Adamson? I want to ask you about the finals, Rex, because this was the year na wala na sila Peter Torres. As in, the new batch had to step up to become starters. Naalala ko pa yan eh. Si Coach Dante, nakausap ko. Sabi ko, Coach, paano ba yan? Wala na yung mga veterano. Sila Tolentino, sila Peter Torres. Natira na lang si Vince Mangulabnan. Sabi niya, naku, sabi ko sa mga bata, kailangan nyo na palitan yung mga kuya nyo. So ayan na, in the finals, Brian Bagunas, Kim Malabunga, sophomores, guys who became your future teammates on the national team. Like, when you saw that, oh my God, ang lalaki ng mga batang to from NU, did you see that maybe down the road, you'd see these guys again and that they'd make a name for themselves in Philippine men's volleyball?
I saw myself in Brian and Kim nung pumasok sila nung championship game namin. Kasi kabado, lahatang kabado sila yung di alam kung ano yung gagawin, yung tingin ng tingin sa coach. Ganun sila, malalaman mo kabado ang isang player kapag tingin ng tingin sa coach nila. So, nung time na yun, hindi ko talaga, tinake ko talaga yung chance ko na, parang sayang eh, trash talk ko na rin.
Naging bully ka rin pala.
Doon na rin sila. So, hindi ko talaga alam na magbubunga yung trash talk ko. Babalik din pala sa akin na grabe yung improvement ng dalawang yun. Grabe talaga. As in, actually pati si Francis, ang laki din ng in-improve. Kasama ko na si Francis ako. Kasi he also became the team captain naman din. And hirap din batayin ni Francis actually. Pero isa sa pinakamasakit sa ulo sa akin talaga sa buong UAAP career ko si Malabunga. Si Malabunga kasi ang laki niya kasi para siyang tawag ko sa kanya si Kraken tawag ko dyan minsan eh. Para siyang sentro kasi. Ganun siya. Parang ang hirap bantayan. So kailangan talaga kasi kapag middle blocker ka ang turo talaga sa'yo kailangan half jump lang eh. Tapos habol ka sa wings. Pero ang ina-advise na minsan sa akin talaga kailangan i-full jump ko na si Kim. Isusugal ko na minsan kasi ang taas na reach niya, matangkad na siya tapos kapag pumapalo pa siya mataas yung reach. So ang hirap talaga bantayan nun. Pero yun nga, ngayon medyo okay na kami ngayon.
Naging roommate pa kayo, di ba? Like sa overseas training nyo, you and Kim Malabunga. 6'6" kasi eh. So I remember, pati si Coach Ronnie Magsano, he would tell me, paano mapipigilan yan? 6'6", tapos ganun pa tumalo. So anyway, you guys did it, but yeah, they were still in their sophomore year during that time. But you guys went back to back. And then season 79 came. Oh my God. Like, to me, that was easily the most intimidating and tallest team I've ever seen in men's volleyball. And like, I covered from the time of UST, sina Pecaña, sina Torres, tapos si FU, sina JR Labrador, sina Petrus de Ocampo. Like at that time, you know, sila yung naglalaban eh, FU, UST. And then the NU team came and then you guys came, season 79. Tony Koifman came in. And andun pa si Josh Villanueva, Ish Polvorosa, di ba, Mark Espejo. You guys were a really tall team and you guys duplicated what Den's team in season 77 did. Did you guys know that you were gonna go 16-0 during that year?
No. From the start, hindi talaga namin inisip kasi yung mindset talaga namin was one game at a time. Hindi namin inisip yung last game. Nakafocus talaga kami kung ano meron sa next game namin. Kahit anong team man yan, kahit nasa bottom ng standing, nakafocus kami sa game na. And then, ang laking addition kasi si Tony. Kumbaga, may core na kami. Kumbaga parang may Kevin Durant na dumating. Galing kami. Diba? Parang galing kami yung championship, guys. Galing kami yung championship. So, biglang may dumating pang isang na sobrang laking sakit sa ulo para sa kalaban. So, i-imagine ko lang kung kalaban kami, kung paano kung kalaban nasa other side kami ng net, di ba? Parang, sino babantayan mo? Yun yung mahihirapan ka talaga. Sino babantayan mo? Kung may Tony Koifman sa harap, tapos si Espeo pa sa kabila. So, mahirapan talaga. So, pinractice talaga namin nun. Pinagtyagaan, hindi yung pinagtyagaan, pinagtuunan ng pansin namin si Tony. Kasi alam namin na tatargetin siya, alam namin na sa receive. So, yun talaga. Pati yung back row attacking. Kasi si Coach Oliver, naniniwala siya, isa siya sa mga unang, for me, isa siya sa mga unang nagpa-execute ng back row attacking sa men's for me. So, before, kasi nung first year and second year, wala pang masyadong back row attack sa men's volleyball. Puro frontline attacks lang. And then, nung na-introduce ni Coach Oliver yung back row attacking sa amin, parang sobrang naging effective. Kasi, kung nasa kabilang side ka rin ng net, kung bablock mo yun, kung blocker ka rin, hirap ka rin. Just blocking, pero kahit receiving. So, parang nabigyan pa kami ng isang option for attacking. So, yun. In-execute namin yung back row attacks through Mark and kay Tony.
But interestingly though, you had a harder time in the finals than in previous years. Because NU took both matches to a deciding fifth set. Yeah. Why did you think that was?
Ako, personally naman sa akin, yung first game ko sa last finals appearance was one of my worst games sa buong UAAP career. Hindi ko alam kung bakit. Sinisisi ko siguro si Malabungan nun. Hindi rin si Malabungan. Actually, sarili ko na nun. Hindi ko alam kung bakit eh. Siguro, hindi ko naman iniisip na last game ko na yon. Pero siguro subconsciously na parang nasa-stress ako. Parang gano'n na hindi mo nalulungkot. Subconsciously na anxious ako or something. Pero, hindi ko ma-explain eh. Pero ako, I know sa sarili ko na handa ako. Pero, merong something na may gano'n na parang last game mo na yan, parang ganyan-ganyan. Parang kailangan ibigay mo na lahat. Siguro, sa masyadong pag-iisip na yun, na hindi ako masyadong nakapag-perform ng maayos. And, credit ko rin si Kim and si Francis kasi ang ganda ng blocking nila sa akin. Basang-basa nila ako eh. As in, naririnig ko sila eh. Di ba, trash talkan kami yun eh. Narinig ko sila na, alam mo na yung gagawin mo dyan ha? Puro dito lang palo niyan eh. Sige. So, sige. Parang, so, nahuhuli nila ako buong game. And, nahirapan talaga ako. And, siguro, isa rin sa mga reasons, hindi ako nakapag-contribute ng kung ano in-expect nila sa akin nung time na yun. And, siguro if nakapag-contribute ako, maybe hindi kami ganun mahirapan kasi may hinanap din nila ako nung game na yun, nung time na yun. So yun yung sa side ko. And as a team naman, parang naramdaman namin yung pagod, di ko alam kung bakit. Nakapagod kalaban yung NU nung game na yun kasi si Brian nagka-receive na siya. Parang dati siya yung target namin eh. Pero ngayon nagka-receive na siya and bakbakan talaga eh. Kung aalalahanin ko yung scenes ng finals, parang gera talaga yung may parang ganun talaga. Ganun yung pag-aalala ko yung parang sa movie scenes sa may flashbacks na barila na gano'n. Yun yung alala ko talaga kasi pukpukan talaga nung game na yun eh. Di ba kapag nasa loob ka ng court, di mo nakikita yung buong crowd? Ganun eh. Ganun talaga. Di mo nakikita yung buong crowd. As in, pukpukan na talaga. As in, talunan lahat. Sampasan. Parang dun yung men's volleyball na yun yung exciting para sa akin talaga. Na palakasan talaga. And patibayan ng puso. So, ganun din.
Then, could you relate to what Rex was saying earlier na kasi similar situation, 14-0, you get a free ride to the finals, and you just win 2 games in the finals, you go 16-0, you're part of history. But it was also your last year in season 77, like it was Rex's last year in season 79. Could you relate to what he was saying, that he was thinking about so much stuff? Like, it's your last season, maybe your last 2 matches and you can make history pa?
Like, hindi ko talaga iniisip yung 16-0. Wala talaga. Lalo na if you're up against a good team like LaSalle, who wants to get back the championship after, season 76. And like what Rex said, there's this thing at the back of your mind that tells you na it's your last game, you have to do so well, you have to make an impact. But then, parang, you tend to overthink kasi you want to suppress that thought. Parang you tend to overthink, and then while the game is going on, ang hirap. For me, ang hirap nung time na yun because I wanted to do well. So I think that's why I didn't do so well nung last 2 games ko nung finals.
Did you not do so well in those last 2 games?
I wanted to do better. I could have been better, but yeah.
Anyway, it's all said and done now. You guys both achieved 16-0 championships. Rex, I mean, I was mentioning some great teams in the past, like yung UST team nila Pecaña, nila Torres, like the FU team of Labrador and De Ocampo, and then the NU teams, of course, in Torres, that powerhouse team, and then that season 79 squad na sinabi mo nga parang may Durant na dumating sa team. Like obviously, like for you, siguro yun yung pinakamalakas na team that you played on. Easily.
Actually, hindi ako sure kung yun yung team or nung time with Isay.
Kasi, that's right. Kasi like Isay, obviously, big factor.
Isay was finals MVP nung time ata na yun. I'm not sure. Pero iba yung may Isay sa loob ng court. Kasi,
the leadership and the presence niya eh.
Si Isay kasi yung leader talaga. Gaya sabi ni Ate Den. Kasi siya yung makikita mo talaga yung leadership skills sa kanya, not just inside the court, pero outside the court. Hindi mo siya makikita gumagawa ng kalokohan sa team, sa training, kahit team captain siya yung makikita mong maunang pupulot ng bola, siya yung So, wala ka talaga masusumbat sa kanya kasi siya yung unang gumagawa ng tama. So, once na makita mo yun sa loob ng court na kasama mo siya na nagpo-perform siya maayos, parang madadala ka na rin eh. Madadala ka na rin sa niya. And parang hindi naman siya yung pinaka-vocal sa court, pero nalilid niya kami in a sense na parang isang tingin mo lang, isang kalabit mo lang, tingin na lang kayo. Ganun na kayo. Kapag magkakilala na kayo hindi nyo na kailangan masyadong mag-usap. Minsan isang tingin na lang, parang isang gano'n na, game na. Sige, bigyan na natin to. Bugbugin na ba natin? Ganyan, durugin na natin. Ganun na. Once na makuha na namin yung mood ng isa't isa, wala, unstoppable na yan. Kasi hindi mo na alam, lalo na si Ish, hindi mo alam kung kaya niya bibigay yung bola. Laki ni Ish, ang hirap pa niya basahin kasi yung mahirap kay Ish, for me, halos isa lang yung position ng kamay niya palagi. Mapa-back set, front set, Yung iba kasi, as a middle blocker, kailangan basahin mo rin yung kamay ng setter. So, may mga times na madadali kang mag-block because of the setter. Kasi makikita mo na kapag yung set niya, kapag yung kamay niya nakaganyan, hindi na mag-back set yan. Either quick or open na lang. Pero pag nakaganyan, alam mo mag-back set. Si Ish, mahirapan ka talaga. So, sakit sa ulo yun. And Mark, given yan, naubusan na rin ako ng adjectives to go naman tatawag sa lalaking yan. And si Sumang also. Sumang was sobrang top 1 ata, top 2 siya sa receiving and digging ng time yun. So, parang wala talaga kaming butas nung time na yun. Wala kaming butas. Kasi almost everyone was at their peak and the team was really at their peak na rin ng time na yun. Naka-condition kami. So, may credit ko talaga lahat. Mismo yung pinaka-ball boy ng team na yun kasi ang laki ng na-contribute nila. Strength and conditioning coach, yung PT namin, lahat sila. So, for me, perfect yung team na yun. Either one of those teams, yung season 78 or 79.
I really like how, because like for me, for like a commentator and a fan, ang laking bagay nung 16-0 yung walang talo. But I like how the both of you are kind of like, hindi naman brushing it aside, but you value other teams with certain players like Isay Marasigan. Because parang lumalabas, the sweep, hindi naman doesn't matter, but there are more things more valuable than a sweep. Because you guys weren't thinking about a sweep in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
For me kasi yung sweep, parang okay, sweep. Pero in the end, nasa record, championship lang naman eh. Yun lang yung pinaka-important lang naman talaga, yung championship. Kasi sweep or hindi, kung di ka mag-champion, walang kwenta rin. So, for me, nadagdagan lang siguro mga 10% yung sweetness ng championship because sweep, ganun. Pero in the long run kasi hindi ko naalala na yung sweep. Naalala ko lang talaga three-peat championship. So, yun yung gusto kong maiwang legacy sa Ateneo.
Rex, earlier you were talking about how when you were watching sila Den, and then nagulat ka na, ganito pala ka-popular yung yung women's team and women's volleyball. And like, men's turned the corner. Starting season 78, kinover na ng ABS-CBN yung mga select matches. And then season 80, that's when ABS-CBN decided to cover all the matches. As in, may mga times na 6:30 a.m. Dan knows this. I'm not a morning person. 6:30 a.m. I have to wake up early and go to Phil Oil because I have to cover the 8 a.m. match. May ganun times eh. So like, how big do you think it was like for men's volleyball in general? Because like you were there when hindi pa tinetelevised lahat. And then you got the exposure. Like how big was it for you guys to have that exposure? And then siguro napansin mo sa social media mo, whoa, my numbers, my followers are going up. So how was that like for you?
Syempre, nakaka-proud na sa simula. And kasi growing up, I was really a basketball fan because I used to watch my brother JC sa Ateneo, and back then it was Studio 23. Studio 23. So sobrang pa noon, kabadong-kabado ako noon every time nanonood ako ng basketball games. And then never ko talaga na-imagine na, as in never ko na-imagine na someday ako naman yung magiging ganun na magkaka-fans, may mga nagpapapicture ng ganyan. Kasi hindi ko talaga in-expect sa men's volleyball yun sa simula. Ang alam ko lang, yung limelight lang talaga was nasa women's volleyball. Parang men's basketball, yung limelight nasa men's basketball. So, medyo nakaka-relate kami sa women's basketball nung time na yun kasi yung limelight nasa kabila. And then, because nasimula na ma-televise, doon parang timing nga din talaga. Parang yung wave of popularity ng volleyball in general, not just the men's. Kasi sumakto yun sa sumakto sa Ateneo Lasal Finals eh. Sumakto yun sa Ateneo Lasal Finals. So ang dami nanood ng volleyball na yung rival, because of that rivalry, dumami yung audience. And because of that, nadamay na rin kami sa yung men's volleyball. Parang nasama na kami sa wave of popularity ng volleyball na pataas yung volleyball. So for me, isa sa mga reasons kung bakit sumikat yung men's volleyball was because of women's volleyball talaga. Dahil sa Ateneo Lasal rivalry niya. So, mas may mga nanood na rin sa men's volleyball. Yun nga, napansin ko na tumaas na rin yung following because tinelevise na ng ABS-CBN. So, sobrang laki ng pasasalamat namin sa ABS-CBN na natulungan kami yung athletes na ma-expose na mapakita yung skills namin, and also to inspire others, na inspire people to play volleyball or inspire people to play sports in general kasi ang daming opportunities na makukuha mo sa sports. So, nasasayangan lang ako na what if dati tinelevise yung mga games before, like yung kila Henry Pecanya, yung kahit yung mga nung time na yun, I think Final Four lang yung tinatelevise eh.
Sometimes
Final Four lang.
there was a time it was just the finals.
Just the final. So, what if nung time na yun, tinelevise na yung elimination game? Siguro, meron akong mga players na in-idolize nung bata pa lang ako. So, maybe I could have started playing earlier or na-introduce ko sa sport. So, thankful ako na na-televise kami, na naging instruments din kami for the sport. So,
you know what? For those watching, it's nice that you guys got on TV. You know, you guys are household names already because of it. But I think mas ma-appreciate ng volleyball fans when you watch these guys live.
Yeah.
As in, you make it look so easy kasi on TV na parang wala lang sa kanila. Well, because they're so athletic. But when you watch them live, mas makikita niyo yung mga small details that goes into playing and how athletic these guys are. So, when we do come back and we're able to play, I hope you guys find the time to watch them live also. Kasi gagaling talaga. We have really talented volleyball players sa men's division.
Sayang because like the UAAP already adjusted the schedule, di ba? Men's, women's. So,
ganda, sobrang ganda siya.
Grabe yung shift.
Hindi na yung men's yung magbubukas ng fill oil. Aga kasi ng call time nila.
Parang nung time na yun, pinapangarap lang namin yung dati na kailan kaya mangyari na tayo naman yung sa hapon? Kasi budget na rin kami sa mga 8 a.m. games. Kapag 8 a.m., kami naman 5 a.m. gigising, tapos magbabas pa, call time, ganyan. Budget kami. So, kailan kaya mangyari? So, nung nakita namin na 2 p.m. games, grabe, na wow, parang nakaka-inget and nakaka-proud at the same time na
kasi graduate ka na. Pero
graduate na ako, pero okay lang naman. So, nakapanood ng 2 p.m. games na yung UP game. Exciting nun eh. Ay, dahil natalo yung Ateneo, pero exciting kasi nakita ko. Siyempre, kampi ako sa Ateneo. Grabe naman kayo. Kampi ako sa Ateneo.
Kala ko na-excite ka dahil natalo.
Hindi, na-excite ako kay, pinanood ko si Gamban na entertain ako panoorin siya. Kasi naka-tune up din namin siya nung naka-tune up kasi namin, di siya ganun. Pero nung nakita ko ng UAAP ay nag-all out pala.
Alam niya may camera eh. Alam niya may camera. Rex, what's the difference between kasi nga 'di ba, like you were talking about you were kind of jealous because these players now get to play at 2 p.m. But like what's the difference ba between, playing in the UAAP and then playing sa pro? Kasi right now you're with the Signal HD Spikers. Do you feel the difference?
Yeah. Ako na feel ko yung difference. Kasi playing the UAP, ang dami mong iniisip. Kasi student-athlete ka. And sa UAP kasi ang daming, siguro mafe-feel mo yung parang, yung yung pagka-community nyo. Pagka-community, kasi atenista ka, sige, no daw game, support ako, ganun. Parang daming manonood sa'yo, may mga banda, yun, sa game, may banda, mayroong parang mas maingay sa game, tapos mas siguro simulan ko in terms of training. In terms of training kasi, parang you still work on your basic fundamentals, kasi parang binubuo nyo pa rin yung team nyo. Parang at the start of every year, binubuo nyo yung team nyo kasi may mga bagong recruits na rookies pa lang, may mga ganun. Pero kung i-compare ko yun sa Signal, parang i-work on nyo na lang yung pag-gel ng team eh. Kasi parang mga stars na kayo nung graduate kayo. So hindi na kayo nag-work hindi kayo nag-work on the basic fundamentals. Parang nag-work na kayo kung paano magkaka-chemistry yung team. So, hindi na ganun kasing hirap yung training. Wala nang oval. Yun yung gusto ko. Wala nang oval sa Signal. And, mas masaya for me maglaro mag-iiba yung sa'yo nila eh. Pero gusto ko kasi sa Signal is, gusto kasi sa semi-professional league is ibang level na rin yung mga kalaban mo. Kasi nagsama-sama yung mga superstars dati tapos nasa isang team. So, in that sense, naangat mo rin yung laro mo. So, yun din. Yun yung napansin kong difference nila.
But going into the professional league with Signal, you were still under Coach Oliver for a time, right? So it wasn't really a big change like with the system. Just that you had new teammates to work with.
Yeah. Hindi masyadong iba. Actually, wala talagang iba yung pinagbago. Siguro, yun nga, paano na lang may pag-gel sa ibang teammates kasi bago sila. So, parang as a middle blocker, i-guide ko sila kung kailan mo tao yan, kailan ko tao yan. Parang nag-uusap-usap na lang kami kasi parang nagkakaintindihan na kami kasi pareho na kami ng experience eh. Alam na namin kung ano yung pinag-uusapan natin.
And your teammates were mostly from NU, right? Like sila Peter Torres, sila Vince.
Peter.
So those who know Coach O's system as well.
Yeah. Oo nga pala. Oo nga, yeah. Si Peter Vince, alam na nila yung sistema ni Coach. So, naging madali naman sa amin yung transition. Actually, nakakatawa nga isipin na yung dati na Oo nga, ngayon ko lang na-realize. Di ko ba't ngayon ko lang na-realize?
You get to play with your idol na.
Oo. Kasi, actually, before kasi Signal, naging teammate ko si Peter sa Cagayan Valley. So, parang sa PVL ata yun. So, it was my first semi-professional league with Mark Espejo. Naging teammate namin si Peter. Unfortunately, we lost to PLDT from Fiber. So,
all right, Rex, I want to ask you about the historic SEA Games. See, Doc AJ was very confident about the finish of the men's team, and I want to get insight from you as somebody who was a part of that team. Did you guys what was the goal? What was the goal of the squad?
Yung goal namin talaga was to get a medal. Yun talaga.
Medal, walang kulay.
Medal lang.
Okay.
Medal lang. Kasi parang malaking expectation sa amin nun. Kasi parang marami nagsabi na dream team kasi wala nang kulang, wala nang hanapin pa. Parang yun yung sinabi sa team namin. Pero for me, sana nadagdag yung ibang players like si personally lang to. Like si Isay, for me Isay would have been a good member of kahit sa pool. Si Isay kasi he wanted to try out also kaso timing lang. Nasa abroad siya nung time na yun kaya hindi siya sumakto sa tryout and then nagka-complications na. So Isay would have been a good part sa team. Sino pa ba? Si Sumang yung receiving niya. Si JP Bugawan. JP, grabe yung batang yun. Ang laki ng improvement ng bata na yun. So, yun naman. And anyways, yung expectations naman sa amin, maka-medal lang. Kasi, yung training namin, yung hirap kasi sa SEA Games, sa men's volleyball sa amin. Yung nangyari kasi, every year nagpapalit ng coaches. Every SEA Games nagpapalit ng coaches. So, walang consistent na parang walang consistent na core. Walang core tapos walang parang everyday walang training kasi every 2 years nag-reset. So, nakakapanibago. So, yung yung haba ng training, kulang talaga kami kasi we started late. Parang mga 8 months lang kami nag-training talaga. We trained, nagtrain kami sa Arellano. So, Taft kami every day. So, ang layo nun sa akin. Anyway, Taft yun. Tapos, training Signal. Tapos, we trained in Thailand. Nung Thailand, we had a tournament. We won bronze. Hindi namin in-expect din yun. Pero we won a bronze Thailand Select. And then, we also trained in Japan. Doon sa Japan yung pinaka nabuo kami for me. Pinakaman nabuo kami kasi kami lang din magkasama noon. This time kasama na yung buong pool. Tapos iba yung level ng Japan din kasi kapag kalaban mo yung Japan, mabibilis na yung laro, bibilis yung laro mo kasi ang bilis nila kalaro, and ang kunat nilang kalaban, parang paano ba explain makunat?
Kunat.
What's kunat?
Yung ano, yung makunat, yung kahit anong palong ano mo, nadidig nila. Kahit anong palo mo, kahit drop ball, kahit anong gawin mo, nadidig nila. As in, mababadrip ka talaga sa kanila. As in, para silang mga ninja talaga. As in, college lang kalaban namin, hirap kami. Pero, minsan semi-pro, hirap din kami. Pero, gets me, nakikisabayan kami. Sa Japan kami, dahil sa mga tune-up sa Japan, doon kami naging ready for me. And nabuo as a team. And, ano pa ba? Iba kasi yung sistema din ni Coach Dante compared kay Coach Oliver. So, yun yung isa sa mga nahirapan ako mag-adjust sa simula. Siguro, magkaiba yung, hindi ko ma-explain pero magkaiba yung blocking system ni Coach Oliver sa blocking system ni Coach Dante for me.
Okay, so Rex, you were suddenly inserted into the semi-final match against Thailand, and that was against Thailand, diba? You didn't see action prior to that, so did you expect that? Was that part of the game plan?
No, wala namang game plan na maglalaro ako or anything. Lagi lang sinasabi ni Coach Dante sa akin or sa buong team na yung mga hindi nagagamit, mag-ready lang palagi. Kailangan ready kayo palagi. Kasi anytime pwede naman niya kami bunutin. So, nung time na yun, gusto ko na kasi maglaro din talaga. So, kating-kating na ako maglaro kasi I think, sino ba yung kalaban namin before nung Thailand? Yung kalaban namin before nung Thailand, parang 3 sets. Ay, basta may game na tinambakan namin yung isang team. Akala ko makakapasok ako nung game na yun, pero hindi. Pero okay lang naman. Kasi lagi naman sinasabi ni Coach Dante, ina-assure naman niya sa amin na maging ready lang kasi anytime nga bubunutin. So, nung binunot na ako sa game, sinabi ng girlfriend ko sa akin, tinatanong niya sa akin kung kinabahan ba ako. Sabi ko, no, hindi ako kinabahan. Yung feeling ko nung ano na yun, yung sa wakas yung sa feeling ko sa wakas makakalaro na ako. Hindi ko inisip yung crowd kasi grabe yung crowd na yun. Hindi ko inisip yung crowd, isip ko finally makakalaro na ako. Bahala na kung ano mangyari, basta enjoyin ko na to kasi once in a lifetime experience lang to. So yung na-experience ko before dati sa Ateneo na yung daming nag-iisip na gano'n. Ngayon, ginawa ko, in-enjoy ko na lang. Hindi na ako nag-dwell sa thought na yun. Basta ginawa ko, in-enjoy ko na lang yung experience na kahit anong mangyari, nandito ka sa team na to, you're super blessed to have this opportunity na mapaglaro in front of everyone, pero pwede mo ipakita lahat ng pinagtrabuhan mo for the past 8 months. So, nakita ko, nanood yung parents ko, nanood yung mga kaibigan ko, friends ko, family. So, binigay ko lang lahat ng gusto ko. In-enjoy ko lang. Tapos, nilighten up ko lang yung mood sa court. Tapos, binibiro ko sila sa court na yun sabi ko, Retamar, set mo sa akin yan. Gagawin kitang pogi. Ganun. Set mo lang sa akin yan. Tapos, lagi silang natatawa sa akin kasi every time makapalo ko, tinatrash talk ko yung kalaban. Pero tinatagalog ko naman. Sabi ko, okay lang yan. Di nila naiintindihan. Trash talk nyo na yan. Kasi, once na nakita nila yung loko-loko kong self, parang natutuwa na rin sila So, nung nakita ko na ngumingiti na yung mga teammates ko, parang, okay, tuloy-tuloy na to. Game na, labas na natin, laro natin. Go lang. So, laro lang kami. Kasi yung Thailand din kasi, matagal na namin nakakalaban yung Thailand team. Kasi every year, nung Ateneo kami, nagte-training kami sa Thailand. Yung women's din before, I think, sa Thailand din. And then naging Japan, right? Kami, Thailand lang. So, naka-tune up namin yung Kasi sa Southeast Asia, Japan, Thailand yung yung parang powerhouse. So doon ang daming pupunta doon to train. So naka-tune up niya yung mga club teams nila. So ang dami natutunan. So sa Thailand team, kay Idol, si Idol ko yun, si Kisada, Idol ko yun, tinatawag, hey Idol! Hey Idol! Kita ko na meet ko eh. Nagpa-picture kami ng palagi. So, mabait naman siya. So, nakaka-intimidate lang sa simula yung height, pero mabait naman. And so, kaya alam ko na kung paano ako papaluin sa kanya. Kasi mataas siya tumalon, pero kailangan opposite lang palagi. Kasi binabasa niya kung saan yung shoulder mo. So, kapag yung shoulder ko nandyan, paluin mo pa kabila. Kapag nandito ako, paluin ko pa gano'n. So, mahirapan siya doon. So, gano'n lang ginawa ko. Ginamit ko lang experience ko, yung mga tinuro din ni Coach Oliver sa akin. Kasi tinuro din sa akin Coach Oliver din dati. So, nagamit ko yun. Tapos, parang napagsama-sama ko lahat ng mga tinuro ni Coach Dante sa 8 months sa blocking and yung mga experience ko before with Coach Oliver. So, yun, na showcase ko lang kung ano yung napaghandaan namin lahat.
Grabe rin nga yung yung pag-intimidate mo sa kanila eh. Talagang standing tall, chest out, stare down.
Enjoy ko na. Hindi ko na iniisip kung ano man yung isipin ng ibang tao.
you know, a lot of people consider that game as the biggest win in the history of Philippine men's volleyball. And like I was looking at the stats, you were brought in the second set. Tapos every set naglaro ka na. And like that was the first time na pinakawalan ka. I want to say it that way. Pinakawalan ka kasi like sinabi mo kating-kati ka na maglaro eh. So talagang he let you lose, Coach Dante did in that game, and you scored 6 points. What was the feeling like? Kasi halos lahat ng tao nagwala eh. I was at the airport. I just got back from Japan and I was watching that game on live stream. Si Denise Dinsay at si Michelle Gumabaw nagsisigaw-sigaw na while commentating on that game. For you, what was the feeling like? Like when you won that game, which many consider the biggest win in the history of Philippine men's volleyball?
Siguro, as a player, kasi may time kasi nasa bench ako nun. I think, fourth set. Fourth set ba yun or third set? Basta fourth set, yung akala namin talo na kami. We were, I think, 21-25 ata, no? Or something. Or 21-24 pala. 21-24 or something. Basta malayo yung lamang namin. I think 1 or 2 points na lang yung Thailand. Diretso na silang finals. Kami, malabo na talaga. So, ako nasa box ako nun. Nasa labas ako ng court nun. So, nakikita ko na lahat ng mga tao sa upper box ba yung tawag dun sa ano. Hindi ko alam kung upper box. Pero yung parang upper box, nag-uuwian na yung mga tao. Tapos parang, nag-uwian na yung mga tao.
Na? Wow.
Fourth set. Mga fourth set. Nag-uwian na yung mga... Not sure kung fourth set. Sorry. Not sure kung fourth set, third set. Basta nag-uwian na yung mga tao. And then, nakakalungkot tingnan. Nakakalungkot tingnan na, okay, so, sumuko na sila. Bakit gano'n? Hindi pa naman tapos yung laban. So, nakakalungkot din tingnan. Kahit kami, lumalaban pa, pero yung ibang umuwi. And then, ayun, tapos lalo na si Mark pa yung nagsaserve. Kabado kami nun. Akala namin, i-jump serve niya. Okay lang naman na i-jump serve niya. Kasi kampante na kami sa jump serve ni Mark. Pero di lang kasi namin alam kung kung lalakasan. Kasi kung lalakasan ni Mark, doon kami kabado. Kasi hindi yung kabado, parang doon kami tataya. Kasi yung feeling nun parang tataya. Either may ace or pangit yung receive or mag-net or out. Kasi ganun usually eh. Or gagawin ba ni Mark na yung sure lang ba niya ipasok? Hindi namin alam. And then nakita namin ginawa niya, finload lang niya. Sabi ko, uy, finload.
Sinurbol.
Sinurbol niya. Until tuloy-tuloy na nanalo, nakuha namin yung momentum. Going to fifth set. Tapos, siguro nung nilaban lang namin eh. Kasi hindi namin alam, parang gaya ng sinabi ko sa NU kung ano yung pagkaalala ko. Parang ganun din parang gera din sa SEA Games. Kasi, ang saya, grabe yung experience. Ang saya maglaro nung time na yun. Kasi, first time yung buong crowd hindi hiwalay. Kasi usually, Ateneo, Lasal, maghihiwalay either blue or green lang yan. Pero this time, lahat nag-cheer talaga. As in, lahat. Tapos kasama pa yung, nanonood pa yung parents mo. So, in front of the home crowd. So, ang sarap manood kahit, ang sarap manood, ang sarap maglaro sa crowd na yun. So, isa yun sa mga hindi ko makakalimutan na experience sa buong buhay ko. And, nung nanalo kami, nung napalo na ni Brian yung bola, hindi sigawan na kami noon, hindi kami makapaniwala, as in lahat ng boses na meron kami kailangan ilabas. Tapos dumating na sa point na lumuhod ako, sumisigaw kasi hindi ko na kaya eh. Totoo pala na kailangan mo kurutin yung sarili. Totoo ba to? yung inisip ko noon was hindi natalo namin yung Thailand. Hindi yun yung naisip ko. Naisip ko was may medal na kami. Yun mag-games medalist. Medalist na tayo. Pero yung gets mo na pumasok ka na ng finals. So yun yung naisip namin na umabot kami ng finals. So sobrang saya namin. And then for me, it was one of the best games talaga na nalaruan ko. Not best performance, pero yung best games na most unforgettable. One of the actually most unforgettable game na talaga. Naramdaman ko talaga na may tumalo na sa first, second, and third UAAP Championship. Ganyan, sorry UAAP, pero iba yung SEA Games na naramdaman. So iba yung naramdaman ko na natalo ko nung nung umabot kami ng finals. So individually, I mean, hindi yung combined, hindi combined na 3 UAAP Championship. Siguro kapag combined, medyo same.
but like best game, yun yung pinaka-memorable sa'yo. Most memorable game ever in your
most
career.
Most memorable game ever sa akin yung Thailand game.
Because you're playing in front of your home crowd. Home crowd. You're representing the Philippines. Kasi, you're not representing a school.
Yung naramdaman ko noon was, parang yung UAAP na naglalaban dati, parang nag-join force talaga eh. Parang nag-join force sila para lumaban. Parang ganoon talaga. Kasi, actually, ganoon naman talaga. pero ganoon naman talaga eh. Pero naramdaman ko talaga na kahit galing kami sa ibang schools, kahit trash talkan talaga, kahit iba-iba kaming background. Nandun kami, Philippines yun nasa harap. In that sense na buo kami. Parang may puso talaga kami na lumaban. So buong puso talaga kami lumaban. Kahit sa Indonesia nung finals, buong puso namin nilabanan yung Indonesia. Sadyang iba talaga yung Indonesia. Kasi hindi lang puro Revan yung sinasabi. Pero hindi lang si Revan eh. Meron din, actually lahat sila nagko-contribute. Para silang mga malalaking isay. Hindi mo lang, para silang malalaking isay na maliliksi, mabilis mo, tapos ang bilis pumalo. So, na-emphasize lang siguro kay Revan kasi siya yung laging sinesetan. Pero yung iba nagko-contribute din. So, and experience-wise, experience-wise, lamang talaga sila kasi may core na talaga sila eh. So, yun yung kinainggitan ko ngayon. Kasi sa ibang countries, meron silang core, like yung Indonesia. So, every year, ini-improve na lang nila or nagpapalit sila, like, konting tao lang. And, isa pa sa mga kinainggitan ko, like yung Japan team, or diba, like sila, meron silang mga under ganyan na national team, under 18, may under 17. So, parang pine-prepare talaga nila from the roots. So, sana sa future sa atin din mangyari yun and mangyari lang yun kapag introduce natin sport sa Philippines kasi dami sa time ko kasi hindi na-introduce talaga yung volleyball eh. So what if na-introduce sa akin nung mas bata pa, maybe napag-start ako bata pa, so ngayon as a volleyball player, yun na lang yung goal natin kasi ako personally thinking ko ang daming basketball players na matatangkad na hindi na natuloy sa UAAP. Hindi natuloy sa tryout. So what if? Kasi ang daming nagsimula sa basketball na nag-excel sa volleyball. So what if those tall players transition themselves to volleyball? So paano kung ano itsura ng lineup natin sa future noon? Gilas Pilipinas ba yung lineup natin? So makapagsabayan na talaga tayo in that sense kasi mataas naman tumalon ng mga Pilipino, and sa Thailand halos magka-same level lang naman, Thailand, Indonesia, pero sa Thailand kasi malakas yung team nila kasi nga nagsa-start sila from the roots nga. So meron na silang core until select ng players. You know.
Rex, it was a huge win, and like kasi yung gold medal match, I mean, you mentioned Revan, so sobrang lakas, and you've been talking about how these countries in Southeast Asia, they've been doing it since they were young. So obviously they're ahead of us in that sense, but yung magandang nangyari because of that win in the semifinals against Thailand is it had a direct effect on men's volleyball as a whole. Kasi nga, 'di ba, yung dahil sa panalo nyo, nagbago yung UAAP schedule. 'Di ba? 2 p.m. matches for the men's. And I remember talking to Mark Alfafara and Ricky Marcos after that win, and sinabi nila sa akin, this is for the future of Philippine men's volleyball. This is what we did for the future. And I think you guys laid the groundwork na that yung attention of the people is now also on men's volleyball the way it is for women's volleyball. So like my question for you is, like, as somebody who was there and experienced the rise of men's volleyball to winning that silver medal in the SEA Games, like for the young players coming up, how do you use the platform that men's volleyball players now have to become a good example to the youth?
Siguro kaming mga volleyball players, we're also considered the ambassadors of the sport. And ako gusto ko yung sabi ko kanina, nag-start ako late na kasi iba kasi yung pagka-introduce sa akin ng sport. I grew up thinking na that sport was feminine, pang girls lang talaga yung sport. And meron sa school kasi namin, growing up talaga, may stereotype talaga na lahat ng mga naglalaro ng volleyball, they were gay. Sila lang yung mga naglalaro ng volleyball. Kasi sila lang yung mga nakita namin naglalaro ng volleyball. And syempre, mga bata nangaasar, volleyball niya, bakla, gagawin. Daming ganun. And for me, mali yun. Kasi growing up nga, ganun yung pag-iisip ko na pambabae yung sport. And then kaya ako naging hesitant at first joining the volleyball team kasi akala ko feminine, yun nga, pang babae yung sport. And then nung sumali na ako sa UAAP, doon ko nakita yung mga high school players. So, sila, hindi ko kilala, si Kimrel Copan, si Edward Camposano. Grabe, nung nakita ko yung UE team talaga, doon sila yung nagsabi na hindi pa babae itong sport na to. Doon ko nakita yung masculinity, yung power. Doon ko nakita yung pinagkaiba talaga ng men's volleyball. Ganito pala yung volleyball. Kasi sa training namin, iba pa yung level natin yung high school. Pero nung nakita ko yung UE team na lahat bounce ball, ganyan palang high school. So sabi ko, sige, pagbubutihan ko, one day tatalunin ko kayo. And then, slowly nawala na yung parang thinking ko na hindi na pambabae yung sport, na hindi ganito. And nawala na rin yung parang thinking na baka tawagin kang bakla. Wala. Actually, wala na akong pakialam doon kasi tawagin nyo bakla dahil maglaro sport. Wala akong pakialam kasi hindi naman ako bakla. And wala namang problema doon kasi some of my closest friends now are gay. And proud ako na kaibigan sila kasi wala naman talagang pinagkaiba yun eh. Kasi bakla or not, talagang volleyball talaga, pinagkaiba lang talaga niyan was yung preparation mo na talaga sa laro. And hopefully, yun nga yung sabi ko kanina sa future, mag-start na yung parang roots. Yun yung goal ko eh. Ay, hindi yung goal, yung wish ko na magkaroon na tayo ng under 18 na team, tapos merong seniors team, tapos yung kukuha na lang tayo mula doon sa under 18, gets? Parang in that sense, meron na tayong buong team talaga. Kasi gusto ko, natuwa yung effect ng SEA Games para sa mga Filipino or sa mga aspiring athletes. Napakita namin na hindi lang pambabae yung volleyball dito sa Philippines. And pwede na and paano ba sabihin to? And mag-start lang kayo ng maaga kasi in the future kayo yung babawi sa amin. Gets? Parang natalo man kami ngayon pero I hope naging instrumento kami na ma-inspire kayo maglaro mag-volleyball or magustuhan nyo maglaro ng volleyball. Kasi gusto namin kayo naman yung bumawi sa amin sa future. Gets? Parang alam namin na alam namin na kaya makipagsabayan sa ibang bansa. And sure ako, there's nowhere to go but up kasi magte-trend lang to. Dahil dyan, ang dami ng nag-start maglaro ng volleyball, ang dami na ring mga bata na sumasali sa mga camps. Napansin ko, nag-rise din yung mga sumasali sa mga volleyball camps. So, nakakatuwa din tingnan. And lalo na yung UAP coverage, 2 p.m. Doon kami pinatuwa. Wow! 2 p.m. na! So may mga fans na. Grabe, naalala ko kasi yung time na wala talagang nanonood. Kasi kailangan namin mamigay pa ng tickets. Uy, sige na, load kayo. Wala. Kasi bilang kasi minsan 5, mabibilang mo sa isang kamay o 2 kamay yung mga nanonood sa men's volleyball game. Pero ngayon, nakakatuwa na Araneta, ang dami ng crowd, ang dami ng fans. Tapos, nabibigyan na sila ng exposure like yung women's team, like yung kay Gamban. Sorry, tuwa ako kay Gamban. Tatawa ako sa laro kay Gamban. And siguro, message ko lang sa kanila, or yung mga message ko sa mga aspiring volleyball players is, siguro natutunan ko lang to kay Coach Oliver na walang gumagaling overnight and hard work and determination will get reward and recognition. So, kailangan mo talaga pagtrabuhan ng isang bagay para makuha mo yung gusto mo. And sa volleyball naman, sa training kasi, sa mga athletes, sa volleyball players, sa training, magsasawa ka talaga. Kasi paulit-ulit yung ginagawa mo. Pag nagsasawa ka na, you're on the right track. Kasi kailangan mo talaga magsawa kasi yung muscle memory mo, grabe, yan talaga yung magdadala sa'yo sa dulo. Kasi sa dulo, sa 5th set, hindi na yan about skills. Sa puso na lang yan yung mga muscle memory na yan. So kailangan naka-ready na yun. So yung condition mo dapat ready rin sa 5th set. Kaya pinapasalamatan ko yung oval din. Kasi
you guys always have to go back to the oval.
So yun lang yung message ko. Pag wag lang kayo mag-give up kasi kahit magsawa kayo, yun nga, you're on the right track. Makinig lang kayo palagi sa coaches nyo. And yun, makinig lang kayo palagi sa coaches nyo. Kasi sila yung mas nakakaalam sa inyo. Promise. Kasi kahit gaano kayo kagaling, iba pa rin yung knowledge ng mas nakakatanda sa'yo. And respect nyo lang. Pero kay Coach Oliver, sa mga maging players ni Coach Oliver, kailangan, tuturuan ko kayo. Kailangan, huwag kayong
Magiging coach ko si Coach O for the first time.
Oo nga pala.
Di ko kasi alam si Coach Oliver sa club team ng women's. Di ko rin siya alam sa women's team. Pero sa amin, kailangan hindi ka sensitive na tao. And kailangan hindi mo sensitive. Kailangan hindi ka sensitive. Kasi ang dami niya talagang extra na sasabihin na unnecessary. Pero so kailangan mo talaga i-filter out yun. Isa yun sa mga na-master ko na Kailangan, so minsan kahit ang dami. Kasi si Coach Oliver talaga, ang dami na sasabihin niya. As in, minsan kung ano na, hindi kayo, ano pinagsasabihin? Kailangan yung mukha mo lang poker face lang dapat. Kasi tinetest niya, parang feeling ko tinetest niya yung character mo kung matibay ka ba kasi iba yung pressure mo kasi iba yung pressure mo sa game. Anyway naman, yung kailangan na i-filter out mo. Kasi ito yung sinasabi ni Coach Oliver, pero ito lang yung message niya. Yan lang yung difference. Kasi, di naman. Hindi, ito yung gusto niyang sabihin. Pero ito yung nasasabi niya. Kapag ito, ipasok mo, iiyak ka. Kasi may mga teammates talaga ako na tumitiklop, umiiyak. So, huwag mo gawin yan. Kailangan i-filter out niya lang. So yun lang, kay Coach Oliver, huwag lang sensitive. And, wala. Masaya naman si Coach Oliver kasama kasi kung gano'n siya kahigpit sa training sa labas naman, barkada yan. You know?
Den and I are gonna make sure that Coach Oliver Almadro watches this and hears everything that you had to say.
Beses ko minention si Coach Oliver.
Wow.
Love ko yun eh.
Wow, Rex Intal dropping a lot of truth bombs. And rightfully so, because you're our first ever guest here on Volleyball DNA from men's volleyball. So thank you so much, Rex, for being candid and just for being honest and sharing with us all of those stories.
Sorry, ang haba ng mga explanations.
Yeah, Rex, I've been seeing a lot of your posts, like for painting. But other than that, like, do you still work out? What are your quarantine hobbies?
Yeah, sa Signal namin, sa mother team namin, we're very thankful na in this pandemic, tuloy pa rin yung suporta. So, instead of actual training, yung attendance namin is yung parang work from home namin. So, nag-workout kami daily. Yung strength and conditioning coach namin, binibigyan kami program. So, yung ginagawa as attendance, kailangan namin mag-video. So, video lang ng one set. So, syempre, hindi na ako magre-reklamo kasi
video ng one set?
Hindi, one set ng buong program naman.
Okay.
So, mga, in the end, mga 3-minute video yun. So, yun yung ginagawa namin. So, ako, workout, tapos I also work sa family business namin. So, in-handle ko yung Facebook page. So, ako nagde-design lahat. And then, nagpe-paint din ako ngayon. So, ang dami kong ginagawang paintings actually. So, yun nga, sabi ko kanina, rookie pa ako dito. Ang dami ko pang kailangan matutunan. So, alam kong trust the process lang. Kasi, pinagdaanan ko na to sa volleyball. Gagawin ko lang din sa art. So, wag lang ako magsawa. Tuloy-tuloy ko lang. Kasi everyday I'm learning something new.
I have an idea for you, Rex. Paint Coach Oliver Almadro and send it to him.
may naka-reserve na ng painting for Coach Almadro.
Netflix.
Na niya.
Netflix, bro. Are you a big Netflix guy? Like, what are you watching?
Nung simula ng quarantine, ang dami kong napanood na series. Kaso wala, hindi ko masyadong ma-recommend masyadong lahat kasi
not really a big Netflix guy.
Hindi, I'm a Netflix guy.
Okay.
Guy. Hindi ko lang sure kung ma-recommend. Pero Friends, How I Met Your Mother, puro ganun lang, casual, just sometimes
basic.
Watch a random episode, okay na eh. Kasi Friends random episode, masaya ka na eh. And lang ako, ayun nga, paint, family business, Signal workout, tapos Call of Duty. Yan. I play lots of Call of Duty.
Nako.
Mobile.
I don't want to get started with that. Bro, thank you so much for the time, bro. Like,
thank you guys. You guys.
You shared so much with us, and we're honored to have you as our very first guest from men's volleyball here on Volleyball DNA.
Thank you lang ulit. Thank you kasi in the long run, yun nga, yung goal ng show na to is to parang immortalize our story. So, nakakatuwa na nabalikan ko yung buong career ko sa college. Nakakatuwa din na ma-share ko. So, thank you guys na na-share ko yung stories ko. And
thank you.
Thank you
for being honest. Thank you
Yeah.
for being honest and like sharing everything, as in even the behind the scenes story, yung mga araw-araw na inuman.
First year lang yun.
First year lang.
Bro, we'll see you down the road, and good luck with the paintings, and good luck with what Coach Oliver is gonna say after watching this. Guys, thank you. Thank you for watching the show, and we'll see you guys in the next episode.
Thank you for watching Volleyball DNA. Make sure you hit the subscribe button to get notified for future episodes and interview highlights.
And while you're at it, head over to our Facebook page by clicking on the link in the description.